Welcome to the application party for NextCycle Washington. We are looking for applications for cohort number 3, and we hope that's you. A little bit about NextCycle Washington. It is an initiative of a coalition of funders. The Department of Ecology, the Washington Recycling Development Center, Seattle Public Utilities, the Department of Commerce. King County was one of our original funders from cohort 1. What you really I want you to take from this is that these different groups have found value in supporting different organizations and businesses that are diverting materials from landfills and keeping them in circulation. Lizzie's going to talk more about that in a moment, and what that circular economy means. Who is operating? And when we say operating, it's people like me and other folks from RRS, Cascadia, START, and Traversal who are making the program go. It's the folks that are coordinating, who are getting the application up, who are reviewing those applications, who are working with getting coaches and actually coaching. So these are the organizations that are helping to operate to facilitate NextCycle Washington. I'm trying to operate many things at once here, so please bear with me. Next up, okay, so my picture's in there, MC Emrad. I'm your MC today. But all of these other folks around my picture are at the heart of NextCycle Washington. They are helping make this program go. Christy Chow is from Cascadia. Bryce Hesterman is one of my colleagues at RRS. Kamal Patel is from Traversal. Lizzie Paul, who you'll hear from in just a moment, she's also from RRS. And Liz Start is from Start Consulting. All of these folks are working hard behind the scenes to make this program happen and to coach a lot of the teams that are going through the program. At this point, I'm going to shush, and Lizzie's going to turn on her microphone, and she is going to take us on the journey of what is NextCycle.
Thank you, Emrad. Hi, everybody. So exciting to meet all of you, and excited to learn about your projects and what you're hoping to get out of NextCycle Washington. So as Emrad mentioned, I'm going to kind of buzz through some high-level details of what exactly NextCycle Washington is. We'll talk about some key dates, go over the application process, and then we'll also talk to a couple alumni teams that are in the room tonight with us. So what is NextCycle Washington? We keep saying this, but what exactly is it? NextCycle Washington is a circular economy accelerator program focused on advancing the circular economy here in Washington State. And we do that by providing businesses and projects with access to personalized mentorship, valuable networking connections, and pathways to funding. The program is designed to help innovative solutions grow, thrive, and to ultimately create a lasting impact in reducing waste and promoting circularity throughout Washington. Next slide, please. All right, so most of us are probably pretty familiar with the concept of a linear economy and a circular economy, but just to make sure that we're all on the same page, let's do a quick review. So simply put, the circular economy is all about eliminating waste through means of prevention, reuse, repair, and recycling. Instead of the traditional linear model, which is where you're taking, making, and disposing, a circular economy model focuses on keeping products and materials and resources in circulation for as long as possible. So really, at the crux of NextCycle Washington, our goal is to divert waste away from landfills and keep valuable materials in use. Achieving this will require a major shift in how we are producing, selling, and consuming goods, and it will demand innovation across supply chains from all different types of organizations, small businesses, nonprofits, and larger corporations. So as you're working on building out your application, keep this core idea in mind that we're looking for projects that support this fundamental shift toward a circular economy, specifically within Washington State. We support a variety of project types, but we are really, again, focused on reducing waste and promoting circularity across the state. So we do this by categorizing, projects into two different tracks. We have an upstream track and downstream track. The upstream projects, these are the projects that are focused on prevention. So they're the businesses and organizations and projects that are focused on preventing waste from being generated in the first place. And this might happen by improving and expanding reuse, repair, and other waste prevention strategies within Washington. On the other hand, we have downstream projects, which are focusing on how to handle things at the end of their life. So these are the projects that are working on improving or expanding recycling, recovery, and end solutions for both materials and organics. So together, these types of projects form a critical part of the circular economy, helping to keep valuable material in use and diverting waste from landfills. Next slide, please. Okay, so now we have a few alumni teams that are here. So I'm gonna ask if you're in the room to go ahead and unmute yourself and turn your cameras on so we can all see you. And we'll learn from our teams that have participated in the NextCycle Washington program before. I'd like to hear from all of the alumni teams if you could give us a quick overview of what your project was that you focused on during NextCycle Washington, what stage your project is in, and how about some of the most beneficial things that you received from NextCycle Washington support? And sorry, I'm not seeing my screen, so let's see. Do we have the alumni teams in the room?
I'm here.
Oh, hi Hans, there you
Hi.
are. Oh, and Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Okay,
Yep.
perfect. Hans, why don't you start us off if you don't mind?
Cool. Yeah. So I was in NextCycle cohort 2. We just wrapped up about a month ago. So if any of you made it out to the showcase, you might have seen me there. I'm the founder of Evolve Solar, where I basically founded the company to create opportunities to reuse solar panels so that they don't wind up in the trash. So 9 out of 10 solar panels are currently being landfilled, and part of the reason for that is because recycling is really expensive. So I'm developing products including like solar patio umbrellas, solar carports, and community resilience hubs that are all solar powered, all grid independent, for people to use that are made from these solar panels that are being reused.
And I'm Jeff Hallowell. I was also with Hans in the last cohort, and I'm the founder of Biomass Controls, and we process biogenic materials, which is from organic. And so that includes textiles. One of the projects we looked at was diapers. We have a client that has compostable diapers that are not taken by compost facilities. It's one of many things, including packaging. And so we basically came in with a preconceived notion of how we were going to pitch this. And I would just tell you my advice is to kind of start over. Don't try to reshuffle your deck. Use the coaches and use the mentoring that you can be provided, because it's very valuable and it will give you a different perspective on your solution. And that's what I got out of it. And so I would encourage you all to do that and to be brave and share with your teammates, because they can also help a lot. And it's a great team, and I would encourage all of you to apply and really give it your all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jeff and Hans. Hans, did you have any advice for future potential NextCycle Washington program participants you want to share?
Oh yeah, I totally forgot to get into that part. Well, I agree with Jeff. The NextCycle program was really helpful for me to join. You get tons of professional feedback and consultation from people who really know this space inside and out. And I would also say that, the connections within the cohort are really great. I had great interactions with basically everyone else who was in it. And I'm excited to hear about all of their projects. So, it's a really good opportunity to kind of integrate yourself within what I would call the circular economy community in Washington and the Pacific Northwest. And I found it really motivating, to be surrounded by these people, especially because when you're trying to found a startup by yourself, it's kind of hard sometimes to find motivational opportunities. So definitely, good review.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so you can see Hans and Jeff were both focused on two material streams that you might not think of all the time when you're thinking about waste management and waste prevention. So thank you to both of our alumni for speaking here. And you'll have an opportunity to connect with Hans and Jeff in the NextCycle experience room, I think it is, that Bryce is going to be hosting. So feel free to hop in there if you have any specific questions for Hans or Jeff. And then I think we can move on. I'm not seeing other alumni in the room. So, okay, next slide is circular accelerator program. Circular accelerator program. So again, you keep hearing circular accelerator, but what exactly does that mean? We will start things off with a 2-day Accelerator Academy, which is an in-person event that will provide you with a range of group workshops focused on business modeling, market identification, supply chain needs, funding options, and partnerships. This is a way to jumpstart your project and get some support hands-on from your coaches, and to also meet the other teams. As you heard Hans say, NextCycle Washington, you're getting access to a network of people that are like-minded and they're passionate about the work that you're all doing. And we've seen some really cool partnerships and collaborations come out of just that Accelerator Academy. So from the Academy, we will switch over into coaching mode for the next couple months. And this will include individualized coaching in areas like business planning, market strategy, supply chain identification, pitch development, and identifying and applying to funding opportunities that might support your project. This is really like the meat of where all of the work happens, is right after Academy, the next couple months before the pitch showcase. So everything comes together at the pitch showcase, which is a 1-day event where you'll pitch your project to a panel of expert judges. You'll compete for monetary awards, and you'll again have an opportunity to network with businesses, nonprofits, individuals that might be interested in partnering or supporting, and investors. Next slide, please. All right, so this is a quick overview of some of the impacts that our NextCycle Washington teams made. This is a looking at our 2023 teams, our inaugural year. So you can see that since the end of the cohort, they have attracted over $36 million in investments, created about 46 full-time jobs, and have recycled over 1.1 million pounds of materials, reused more than 7,000 items. This next slide is taking a look at the timeline and some key dates for the cohort that we're in currently. So applications opened on September 23rd. We had our first application party a couple days after that on September 26th. We are now hosting our second and final application party for this application period. And applications close on November 4th, 2024. So that's just under like 2 weeks away. In December, we will from November to December, we'll undergo our review process, select teams, and notify teams. And then in January, we will begin onboarding selected teams and developing a work plan that will help guide us throughout the rest of programming. That 2-day Accelerator Academy is slated for February 2025. And the pitch showcase will happen in May of 2025. And yes, this slide deck will be shared post-meeting. Next slide, perfect. Okay, so if you're interested in applying for NextCycle Washington, all you need to do is go to nextcyclewashington.com and you'll click on the blue button in the upper right-hand corner that says apply. And that will bring you to a web page with a ton of information. You'll be able to download the application packet directly from the website, and then you will actually submit your application through an online portal. And instructions on the portal are all available on that apply webpage. But if you have any issues, you can reach out to us, which brings me to my next slide, which is application support. So we are here, all of us program facilitators are here to help you work through your application. We want to see you submit your applications. So please reach out if you need any translation or interpretation support. We have virtual office hours available, which we'll talk about in just a minute. We have mentors available, and we can answer some FAQs. We also have a lot of great resources directly on the website. But again, if anything is difficult to find, just reach out to one of the program facilitators and we will be able to point you in the right direction. Next slide, please. So we have these application parties as a way to support you in your application process. How many times am I going to say the word application tonight? We also offer one-on-one virtual office hours. So this is where you can schedule about a 30-minute call with any of these program facilitators that you see on the screen. And you'll be able to talk to them about exactly what type of support you need or what things are holding you up on the application. And it's a really great resource. We love to meet with all of you and talk to you, learn about your projects. So please take advantage of that. I believe Emrad put a link in the chat, so you can click on that and get something scheduled right now if you're interested. And I think that brings me to my next slide, which is to encourage you all to stay connected to us. Check us out on nextcyclewashington.com. Email us, nextcyclewashington@recycle.com if you have any trouble with the application process. Follow us on LinkedIn. We're always sharing great alumni stories and posting other funding resources or accelerator opportunities that might be relevant to you and your project. And then we do have a YouTube channel, which has great videos from previous cohorts. You can see pitches from previous showcases on the YouTube channel.